everybody. Welcome to the Southern Racing League. Tonight we are at the Kansas Speedway during the nighttime. Welcome back into the broadcast once again. My name is Justin Wilkes, and I'll take you from green to checkered flag this afternoon as these drivers get ready to hit the track to qualify. Thank you for tuning in, like always, and we will get to the action right now. As we see Wyatt Mickelson going to the top of the boards in qualifying once again. As we see James Jones making his first qualifying run this afternoon to see where he puts it on the board. And there is our P1 right now going into turn 3 in that beautiful CarQuest Auto Parts Chevrolet. New paint scheme for him this week. Not running the HendrickCars.com this week, but very beautiful paint scheme as well for Brantley Bryant. Or Wyatt Mickelson, I am sorry. To the top of the board went the 36. Here the 52 on track of Brantley Bryant this time in the wanted goons this week with the P52 Mustang front end on that. See where he slots in. He will slot 5th right above the 99. As we see what the 72 can do this week. Rocking the Biff paint scheme once again this week. See where he can finish off this qualifying stretch. Still looking about 3 or 4 cars left to qualify. And Alex looks like he will keep that thing in P4 to start right now. So, a couple stories today. Obviously, with the sun completely going down now, we're hitting the nighttime and the track is cooling off. As the light hits on, this track is going to liven up here at the Kansas Speedway. We're going to see all lanes utilized this afternoon. Let's see who at the end of this long run can take home the checkered flag this afternoon, as that looks like that's going to wrap up everybody that wants to put a lap down. So right now our starting grid, the 36 of Dalton, P1. Going to be the outside of him is at 61 of Wyatt Mickelson. On the inside of row number 2 will be that 17 of Dustin Hardy. To his outside is the 72 of Alex Cheesecake. And inside of row 3 in the 52 car will be Brantley Bryant. And to his outside will be the 99 of Larry Fairman. And inside of row number 4 will be Jerome Cooper in the 75. And outside him in the 8th position is going to be the 76 of James Jones. Real quick before the drivers take to the grid, I want to give a little shout out to our sponsors this week. K Designs, go ahead and hit up Brantley for a custom paint scheme. Obviously, our friends over from the Southern Speed Shop and Speed Shop Racing League for making all this possible every week. HMS, propane and natural gas accessories. If you need anything related to that, go ahead and give Sam a call or email, and they'll get you all hooked up. From all of us over at Outcast Motorsports, thanks for tuning in every week. And last but not least, you can't do this without iRacing, so thanks to iRacing.com for making every week possible and all your enjoyment needs. And of course, thanks for tuning in from all of us over at Wilkes Productions. As we see the cars on pit road gritting up before the pace laps commence. We have in the 9th position in the 60 will be Ryan Haller. To his outside in the 10th position will be the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick. And the last row inside is going to be Brandon Edenton. To his outside will be the 54 of Frank Skimmerhorn. Just looks like we're waiting for one car to grid, and we will roll here. Bigger field for us this afternoon here. That'll be entertaining as we got 11 out of the 12 cars gridded up. As we see that beautiful tiger or paint scheme of the 36 on pole. And switching it up, I just happened to notice this weekend from the Camry that he's been driving week after week back in a Chevrolet this afternoon is going to be the 17 Hardy Designs Dirty Monkey Motorsports 17 of Dustin Hardy. You got the Hunt brothers back there. Frank Skimmerhorn, as usual, back in his iconic 54 livery. We got a Cookie Crumble sponsored paint scheme back there. Different looks for a little bit of everybody this weekend as we pace around here. The drivers are getting their minds straight. Around in turn 3. Looks like the lights are off on the pace car. Looks like we're going to go green. Let's see what type of start Dalton can get us here from that pole position as we approach the restart zone. Green flag is out. You waited till the last minute to go. Green is in the air. Single file in the inside. That inside lane got a good jump. 3 wide momentarily. 3 wide for this battle for the race lead. 3 wide as the 52 gets a huge run through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway as we got a little bit of a blinker there. But 3 wide for the lead between the 52, 17, and 36. Lap 1. 3 wide. 3/4 of a lap still. Can they make it around for a full lap? No. Dalton decides to back out of it. Who's going to lead lap 1? Too close to call on that one. Holy cow. Looks like it will give it to Hardy with timing and scoring just barely. As we see Brantley still fighting for that race lead. Down into turn 3. This track is really racy. All 3 lanes will be utilized this afternoon. And these guys are making it work early on. That battle for the lead still raging on as we have under attack for this 5th position between the 72 and the 99. Give it to the 99 going into turn 1. Alex will fall back another spot. Nope, trying to make that high line work. He'll get there on as he hits the outside wall. Larry gets a little knock from the inside from the 2. as these two fall in attack at 76 of James Jones, looking to capitalize here this afternoon early on, up 4 from where he started on the grid. As the two of Edenton and the 99 go at it side by side. Give it to the two as we go single file, but back here we have a battle between Cooper and Holler. These two side by side. Give it to Holler momentarily, but that high side in that 75 car is going to have momentum. No, can't make it stick. And last but not least, on the tail end of the field is going to be Frank Skimmerhorn. Single file thus far early on as we see the 99 of Airman get into the wall. But single file through the field this early on as we see the 17 out front like we've seen weeks prior. Dustin Hardy gets a good early jump on these guys. And single file for front two. Brantley trying to track him back down, trying to make that middle to low line work here. 1 and 2 gets a good run, tucks up underneath about a car length behind the 17 car. These two get racy. Don't look now, but it will bring that 36 back into the picture. As we see the battle for the race lead heating up, that 52 of Brantley Bryant on the inside of Hardy. Trying to make it stick, can't make it stick. Hardy got the run off the top side of 4. Give that one to Hardy by a car length. Tucks up. Don't look now, but Dalton has caught these guys. Only about 2-3 car lengths off the rear bumper of both these as we got a battle for the lead side by side down the back straightaway. It looks like we got a battle for a 5th heating up. Nope, Alex stops and says, not this time. 52 goes low, turn 3. Trying to make that lone line work. Gets a good run. Just can't quite get the speed to go around him. That's the battle right now, raging on as for this lead. This field is closer together than I would have anticipated this afternoon. Now the drivers don't have to worry about the sun in their eyes like they did in this practice session early on. These guys are all green and full throttle pretty much all the way around of this track. A lot of grip here, low, middle, and high, as we got a battle for the race lead. Dead even across the line. And Brantley squeaking out just a little ahead. Trying to roll that middle. He gets a good middle and exit off of 2. Slides up. New race leader in the 52 of Brantley Bryant. As we see this battle for 3rd heating up between Wyatt, Dalton, and Alex. 61 pulls away. Alex drives it deep into 3 and 4 and makes it stick. Trying to get underneath that 36. Side driving down the front straightaway. Still side by side going into 1. Can't. Rolls it pretty good. He's going to tuck up and shut the door on the 36 cars. We see the battle behind him between the 2 and the 76. Jones gets around him. So move Jones up another spot from where he started. As we see the 99 of Larry Fairman just kind of running his line right now in a league of his own. And behind them, this battle for the 9th position between Holler and Cooper. Cooper looking strong off the exit of 2, gets that run, drops into the inside, down the back straightaway. Give it to the 75 right now. And there is Frank Skimmerhorn. Now, Frank is in the battle for this championship fight. Mathematically, he can still win it if the guys in front of him have a terrible last month of the season. So we will see where Frank can do. As we go back to the front, Brantley has put about a 6-7 car length lead on the 17 as the 17 is falling under attack from a familiar foe all season long. That 61 is tracked down, that 17 car. And don't look now, but here comes that 72 of Alex in the rearview mirror. This will be a 3-car fight for the second step on the podium here shortly as we see the 61 of Mickelson going low, trying to get the exit, but no, Hardy has the preferred lane takes the spot back, stays there 2-3 car lengths down the backstretch into turn 3. Riding in the tire tracks of the 17 is at 61. Decides to drop a little lower, trying to get a more aggressive exit off the turn 4. Drops down on the apron, and you can do that here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. It doesn't lose you any time, and it actually has a lot more grip than any other apron you run here. So you can make that cut across that apron work for you. Huge run for the 61. Off the back, but all of a sudden he's going to drop it down. Get a good drive through that tri-oval, side by side into turn 1. Does Hardy keep that Chevrolet wound up on the high side to get around? No. Wyatt's still right there as Brantley is pulling away even more as these two battle for the second position. These four at the top of the field all season long have battled as we see a little bit of slight contact there as Mickelson goes up. Gives Hardy a little touch. No harm, no foul. Into turn 1. Give it to the 61. 61 up to the second position. Drop Hardy to P3. And don't look now. So we got a battle between these two, the 36 and the 76 going at it. Jones on the high side. Eaton on the high side. Can't make that stick. Drop the 36 back. One more spot as he's trying to make the outside line work around the tri-oval. Doesn't make it. Jones looking really strong this early on. Good running for him early on in this race. Looking to see what he can do all afternoon. As at 36 says, nope, not happening. I want it back. Dives even lower. There's Dalton rolling the inside. Can he make it stick? Side by side. Dead even across the line between these two. Like I said, this track is really racing. We are seeing it that these lanes are really equal on both ends of the racetrack, and that tri-oval has a lot more grip than I would anticipated as we slot back here and see Brandon Edenton up 2 from where he started. And unfortunately, not the start that Larry wanted to have in the 99, dropping back a couple spots. Same with Cooper not having a strong start like he wanted, dropping 2 spots this afternoon. And then Ryan Holler dropping a spot where he started. As we see Larry into the wall hard. That's going to allow the 75 to close in. Can't quite make it stick. 4 car lengths between these two for that 8th position. Cooper wants it. He wants a positive to note on that tracker. And I will mention right now, Brantley and the number 2 of Brandon Edenton have both gone 4 to the green, as you can see on that ticker in the top left of your screen. Those two are both up 4. As we see this battle still continue between Jones and Dalton. Jones can't make it stick this time by. Give that 36 a spot. As we see this battle for this 3rd spot heating up between the 17 and 72 once again. This has been the story all season that 72 and 17 have been glued to each other's bumper week after week. As the 72 rolls that inside line, gets a good run off the turn 2. Can't make it stick. Rides around on the tire tracks. Now decides to dive it low as Hardy's running that high line. He's been comfortable with that all season, no matter what track and configuration we are at. Loves that high line early on in the race. Alex makes that inside work down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. Alex rolls that center really well this side of the speedway. Slides up and takes it handily. Puts a car length and a half and plus more across the stripe. As we see that battle for that race lead starting to heat up between the two familiar foes, the 61 of Mickelson and the 52 of Bryant. Mickelson gets a huge run down the backstretch. Gonna take it to the high side. Brantley's running around that apron where he likes to run. Now the crossover, the switch to the lanes. The 61 decides I'm going to take the apron through the tri-oval. Trying to make up ground. No, loses a couple car lengths. Bryant has a 7 car length lead as he'll get into the wall. Mickelson nowhere to go right now. Not quite running on that white line is that 52 car, but he's making it work. As we see this three car battle, that 36 gets around the 17 and brings the 76 with him. Dustin Hardy is dropping back now in the clutches of that 76 car for that 5th position. Jones still right there. Hardy's going to pinch him off, go to the middle groove here, 3 and 4. Can he make it stick? No, Jones rolls that middle of 3 and 4 really well. And he'll take over momentarily as that battle for the race lead has stabilized for the moment. Up the 5th is the 76 of Jones, looking for more. Oh no, as we see Holler going low. Looks like some issues for the 60 of Ryan Holler. Not the day he wanted, as we see Frank Skimmerhorn riding around 24 some seconds off a race lead. As we see our race leaders, they can see Frank Skimmerhorn in their sights right now. So Frank Skimmerhorn is in the clutches of going a lap down here. Laps are ticking by fast here at the Kansas Speedway. Almost 30 laps into this initial run. We'll start to be seeing that field window opening up here soon. So we'll see what strategy this has. As we see a huge gap between first and second right now. Some 7/10 of a second. Almost the same distance back to the 72 car. An equal distance between the 36 of Dalton and the 76 car. The top 5 all have very similar gaps between them. 76 only has 3 seconds between him and our race lead. So anything is possible as we see Dustin Hardy almost over a second behind the 76 car now. His car does not look like it's handling the way he wants it to at this time. At this point in the race, he's just searching for any type of grip in that Chevrolet. Behind him, up 4 from where he started, will be Brandon Edgington, sorry. Some a second and a half off the back bumper of the 17 of Dustin Hardy. And back lurking here is a 75 in the 8th position of Jerome Cooper. And not too far off of his heels. Is that 99 of Fairman. Let's see what he's got. He's closing the gap on the back of the 75 car. See what he can do. As we see Frank Skimmerhorn seeing that leader get bigger and bigger in his rearview mirror. See what our race leader can do to dispatch of the 54. The 54 says, here you go. Just moves over as Brantley Bryant goes around him. Here comes the 61 making quick work. Frank Skimmerhorn 1 lap down, but still in it. As we see the 72 trying to get around Frank Skimmerhorn. And the next on the docket to go around our lap down car is going to be that 36. And not too far off of his back bumper is that 76 car. Jones looking strong this early on in this contest. Good to see him having a race. He's told me that he likes this racetrack, so we'll see what he can do. This afternoon, as Dustin Hardy has fallen down to our 6th position. Behind him, this battle for 7th, heating up. The 2 has it. The 75 wants it. 75 of Cooper has found some pace right now. As we see the 2 get into the wall, that will give the 75 that run down the back stretch. Give that spot to Cooper as he's back to where he started this contest this afternoon. And the 99 just trying to figure out where to place that Chevrolet. Trying to make this gap close down. As we see this battle for 4th heating up between the 36 and 76. Jones on the inside rolling 3 and 4 really well like he's done all afternoon long into the evening time. You can see under the lights fully here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Side by side, length. As we see 36 get into the wall, that's going to give that spot to Jones. Jones up to 4th. Now he's got some work to do. He's got over 2 seconds to make up for this battle for 2nd here as the 72 has come on strong. Typical time where we see Alex starting to track down our race leaders. This has been a trend all season long. These 3 guys have been fighting for the wins week in and week out. Can Alex go back to back? For what I want to say is like the 4th time this season that he would go back to back. As we see the 61 of Mickelson going low. Cuts off the 72 car. The 72 gonna go high where he likes to run 1 and 2. Gets that momentum wound up. Keeps that Mustang wound up. He's gonna tuck in right on the heels of that 61 CarQuest Auto Parts Chevrolet. Alex trying to roll through 3 and 4, getting a good run. Nope, the 61 says not today. Alex will go all the way down to the grass, barely touching that grass to get that car to turn. '61 of Mickelson looking strong, just searching for a way to keep that 72 behind him. And believe it or not, that 4th place car has cut down some time between these 2. He needs these top 3 to run and mix it up to try to get that deficit behind him. Side by side down the backstretch, the 72 right in the wall, rim riding down the backstretch. Now he's going to be about a half a car length off, diamond down, get a good run off the top side, and move that 72 up to P2 right now. As he's going to look down, as we got a caution. Who is that caution for? Oh no, it's a 36. Let's see what happened to him. He's looking strong, going through 3 and 4. Just, hits it looks like he was going to try to go to the pits and just Yeah, hit that slick apron and around he went. A good heads up driving for everybody behind him, but not what Dalton wanted to see. Yeah, that pit road is slippery when you go from the banking and these high speeds. Unfortunate for him, he's going to have to bring that to the attention of his crew, get that damage replaced. And this should give Frank Skimmerhorn a lap back. Now, a little bit of breathing room for the field, and we're going to re-rack 43 laps in. I would assume everybody is going to come down for 4 tires and fuel. One pit's open, which they should be opening this time or next time by. We'll see what these race leaders will do, and unfortunately it does look like Ron Holler has called it a night. And yes, the whole field will come down to pit road. Sounds like it. The whole field go to their attention of the pits to the attention of their crews. Four tires and fuel for everybody. Who's going to win this race off of pit road? It's going to be close, but it's going to be the 52. Keeping it off. The top three do not change for the race off of pit road. Fourth off of pit road will be Cooper, followed by Fairman, followed by Jones, Hardy, Edgington, and the man who brought out it will wrap up as he's going to use his fast repair. Now you do get one fast repair, so he did use his up to repair that damage, so he's got to be careful now. As we see Frank Skimmerhorn gonna get another lap back. He's gonna get the wave around. Should see Frank get the wave around this time by, and yes, there he goes, waved around the pace car. So give Frank another one of his laps back. Now the field will re-rack. Now let's see what the next 45 laps hold here in the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. Starting P1 for this restart. On the outside this time is gonna be that 52. He's gonna take the outside for this restart. Followed by Alex in P2 right there. And inside of row number 2 is going to be Mickelson. To his outside is going to be Cooper. Inside of row 3 is going to be Fairman. To his outside will be Jones. Interesting shakeup. As we see these drivers getting ready to go green for the second time tonight. 52 brings them down to the restart zone. Green is back in the air, deep in the restart zone. The 52 gets a good jump. As we see a 6-car battle for this third position right now. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. That 99 gets a good run. He's going to bring the 2 with him on the under the attack. No, a little bit of loosey-goosey there. Is that 75. He's going to keep the position right now as we see the number 2 car of Brandon getting really aggressive. He's going to try to slide a contact by the 75. The 17 is going to lose spot. 3 wide, almost 4 wide to the back of the field. Oh, we're going to see contact. And unfortunately, the 75 and 36 make contact to bring out our second caution of the day on 2 laps into this green flag run. And you saw it live, but we'll take another look at it here. And we'll see really when it started. It started right here when the two washed up to hit the 75. And then they got four wide. Just doesn't make it work. And just contact between these two. We'll see it here. Yep, just net code contact between the 36 and the 75. And unfortunately, both into the wall hard. Significant damage to the front of the 36 and the right side and front end of the 75 car. And that was just one of those racing deals where you had to see it, but it's one of those racing deals, and it happens. Just misjudgment, and what all of us iRacers hate the most is netcode contact. And unfortunately, our round went the 36 and took the 75 with them, and we are back on our caution this once again here from the Kansas Motor Speedway. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors one more time here while we got a second. Thanks to Sam Hardy over at HMS, Natural Gas and Propane Accessories. From all of us over at the Outcast Motorsports team, thanks for tuning in every week. All of our friends over at iRacing.com and iRacing Studios for making all this possible week in and week out. The new year has passed and so have the deals, but that doesn't mean you can't get yourself or your loved one a membership. So go head over to iRacing.com today and you yourself can be on track with us. And K Design Studios. Our friends over at Southern Speed Shop. Custom made setups. Head over to Southern Speed Shop. And thanks to all you tuning in on the wonderful world of YouTube this afternoon. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see where our race leader decides to start this restart again. It looks like he's going to choose that high side once again for this restart. As we see the field starting to double file up here for this restart. Light should go out. Yes, it does. And yes, the 75 car is still on pit road, getting that damage repaired. Race of attrition so far this early on. We'll see what happens here. We have 7 cars left on the lead lap. A third of the way through the show this afternoon. Started out with 12. Now we're down to 8 cars still running here. As we see Frank Schermerhorn gain one more spot just by running around and running his race. All right, we're going to regroup and re-rack. Don't look now, but that 17 car is back into the fray after that mayhem on that second restart. Let's see what the 52 and 72 have for us once again. As the green flag is going to be out, Brantley waits and drops the hammer at the end of the restart zone. Second time he's done that. Caught Alex sleeping. Alex maintains that second position. Single file this restart. All the drivers said, yeah, we're not going to do that again. We're just going to ride around. Hardy will slot back in behind the 99 car. 99 gets a good run off of turn 2. He's going to try to make a move on Mickelson, but can't do it right now. Mickelson drops down and runs where he likes to be running. Alex back up, now crossing over to the apron of the front straightaway, trying to make the move up, trying to get the race lead back on. between the 52, 72, and the 61. But bring it now here. Larry Fairman has found another gear in that Canadian Tire Motorsports Chevrolet. What does he have in store for the top three? Can he make it on the step of the podium? As Dustin Hardy is looking strong again. Battle for second continues. The 61 wants it. Can't do anything about it right now. As 8 car lengths, this is a separation between our front two. About another 3 between our second. As we see, Jeffrey Herrick get a little loose. As we almost have a 3 wide for a moment. Welcome back to the party, Jeffrey Herrick. And unfortunately, he's going to spin it down and loop it around on the pit road. But we stay green. As this battle for third is heating up, these 3 cars between the 61, 17, and the 2. As the battle for the race lead is heating up, single file back up here. What does Alex have? Alex is going to roll that middle to low lane. He's going to get a good run off the bottom of 3. And we have a new race leader. And pulls away handedly is going to be that 72 car. Now what does Brantley have to do? It's been a while since he's been behind somebody. But his car just does not look like it has the speed on this set of tires. As we're going to see Mickelson try to make a move, as we got Hardy setting up the 2 for a move as well. We got 4 cars battling for this third position right here. Make that 5 with the 99 on the back bumper of the 17. And don't look now, but the 76 is in the fray. This is for the last step of the podium right here. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th spot all right under a blanket as we see the 61 gets underneath the 52. Just can't make it do as we see the 2 car shut the door on the 17 car. Jones on the outside of the 76 car trying to make that work. What does Mickelson have in store? We might see 3 wide from the 2. No. 52 shuts doors. We see Fairman go down deep, digging for another gear in that Chevrolet. This is insanity. High wide, we have almost 4 abreast through 1 and 2 as we got a 3 side by side by side. A little bit of contact from the 17 into the 61, the 52. Has the spot right now, 3 wide behind him. This is action at its best here as we see this battle heating up. The 17 and the 61 seem to be glued. A little bit of squirrely. 3 wide. Alex loves to see this in the mirror. He is checked out and gone. Now Hardy is up to P2 for the moment. Back over. He shuts the door and through all the calamity, starting in the back of that restart up to P2. Finally, P3 is sorted out and give it to the 52 right now. The 61 lost big on that whole exchange as we see him falling under the attack from the number 2. The 2 car has found some speed early on, and the 61 is going backwards. 3 wide through the middle of 2. Can it make a stick? No. The 61 and the 52 glued right back together, and unfortunately this is the battle for this P3. 3 wide as we see the 52 get in the wall. That's going to allow the 61 to get by. The 52 is starting to slip now as we see the 2 coming under the attack from that, putting the pressure on the 52 as the 52 has gone backwards on this restart. Now behind him, the 99 and 76 give it to the 99. That 52 car is going backwards like he has an anchor. He was a race leader when we got back going green, and now he's going to fall under the attack as we see the 99 get around him, as we see the 76 going to go underneath the 52 car and try to take over that spot. Jones looking for that 6th spot. Give it to Jones off the middle of 2. Jones single-handedly takes that spot over, and I do not know what happened to that 52 car, but he is struggling on this. I don't know if the tire's not agreeing with him or he's got some damage to that car, but that car does not have the pace it did before. we are single file now through that. Well, heads up driving from all of these drivers involved. But don't look now, but that race lead has closed down dramatically. Only 4/10 of a second separate our first two. Equal distance back to the third place. And then it's going to be that battle for the position here. P4 between the 2 and the 99. Can Edenton hold off Ehrman? Ehrman looking strong in that 99 Chevrolet. And his back bumper, give it to the 76. The 76 is going to look underneath. 76 going to lower. He's been running all afternoon. Looking strong on this restart once again. 76 is going to try to make that inside line work. Nope, they are still side by side through one. As these three have not gone, and now give it to the 76. 76 up to the 5th spot. Gonna set his sights on Edgington. Let's see what Jones has for Edgington. And up front, this battle for the race lead is on now. As it did look like Jeffrey Herrick decided he's going to come back on the pit road after getting that damage. So welcome back, Jeffrey Herrick, to the party. Some 60 laps in the rears. Everybody minding their P's and Q's right now, and we saw in the background as Jones got around the number 2 of Edgington. I'm going to set his sights on that 17 car. That Dirty Monkey, I said it again, Dirty Money Motorsports Chevrolet of Dustin Hardy. And Hardy's trying to track down the two youngins in front of him. As we're going to watch this, we're going to go what I refer to as my version of nonstop. We'll just let the cars do the talking here momentarily. Welcome back to 76. James Jones has caught that 17 car for the final step here on the podium. Jones has been looking good all afternoon long. If he can get around Hardy, what does he have for Alex and Wyatt up there in front of him as we see him get a good run through the tri-oval into turn 1 and 2. Kind of diamond that corner of 1 and 2. Sucks up half a car length off the back bumper of the 17 is a 76 car. Gonna look to the inside. Nope, decides he's gonna ride in the tire tracks as Hardy shuts the door. And the 76 gets a good run off of 4. As Jones gets around the 17, but the 17 coming back on the back straightaway. Side by side, drag race into 3. Give it to the 76. Yes, clear the 76 up to P3. Now going to set his sights on the 61 car. This is the strongest run I've seen out of the 76 in quite some time this season. James Jones, or as we like to refer to him as James the Rev Jones, has found another gear in that Chevrolet here at Kansas. Beautiful paint scheme glistening underneath the Kansas lights. Now he's opened up a 5-6 car lengths on the 17 car, setting his sights. He's got to close down a second from him to the back bumper of the 61 car. Can he do it? As our race leader of the 72 car is just running his line. 73 laps are in the books. Laps tick by fast here. You're going about 180 mile an hour down the backstretch and front stretch here at Kansas. This track is gripped up and it's running. As you can see through that shot of the corner, how much rubber these guys have laid down. Just biding their time. This is typically when you see a long green flag run here in the Southern Speed Shop Racing League Championship. Once Jones got around Hardy, he's kind of just stabilized the difference between that 61 and himself. Still at about a second and a half. As we see this battle for the race lead trying to heat up. That 61 is trying to run that high side. And here, it doesn't really have much more of an advantage than, say, the middle or the low line here. This, like I said, this track has a lot of grip tonight, so these drivers can put these cars anywhere they want, and it's just going to stick. Like every time we talk about how these cars are handling, these cars are always on the edge. The next gens always are, and you just got to know when to apply the throttle and when to apply the steering inputs and how gingerly you have to do that. And if you got a good car like the top three are doing, this is pretty much a cakewalk for these drivers. You just point the car and it goes. So we'll see who has it as we are under the halfway point here. 76 laps down, 74 to go here. 0.4 of a second as Jones is still trying to track down that number 2 of Wyatt Mickelson. He's put over a second between himself and Hardy, but just cannot get that gap in front of him to close down. And in fact, that gap is stretching. Our front two leaders have put in almost a half a second in front of Jones since he got around Hardy. Now, Edgington is now closing the gap under a second between him and our fourth place runner. He's looking to get up there. And not far off of his back bumper is that 99 Larry Fairman. And welcome back. There is Jeffrey Herrick running around 10 more laps around this speedway, and he'll gain a spot. 30 more. If he can handle it, he'll gain another spot and potentially get up there into P9 after starting the caboose. And unfortunately our early race leader and the previous restart leader, Brantley Bryan, has faded heavily. Uncharacteristic to see Brantley struggling at the halfway point, but he's well off the pace. I don't know if his car's just not handling right or he's got some damage that I'm not aware of. But uncharacteristic, like I said, to see Brantley Bryan struggling here, the last car on the lead lap. And there is the 75 car back out on track after a lengthy pit stop after he was involved to bring out that caution flag. So good to see Cooper back out on the racetrack. And there is Frank Skimmerhorn, 3 laps to the rears, but looking good for this championship run. As we go back to the race leader, It was opened up another 5 car lengths on the 61 of Wyatt Mickelson. These two are always a sight to see at the front of the field, no matter where we are. These two are always fighting for this race lead week in and week out. As we see Mickelson back on our screens after a little bit of a blip. I don't know if that was on my end. I apologize if it was. But he is now almost a second in the rears from our race leader. And what I would assume around lap 90, we should theoretically start seeing these drivers think about a pit cycle. This will be our second green flag pit stop of the night. And running third from his 8th position, starting on the grid tonight when the green flag waved, is that Outcast Motorsport 76 and Hardy Design Chevrolet of James Jones. Looking good at this juncture of the race. See if he can finish this off and finish on the podium, and that would be an excitement. I think it's been a long time since he's been on the podium here in the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. Be ecstatic for his points and his championship run. Although he's got some work to do if he wants to close down that deficit in front of him. As we see this battle for the 5th position, heating up, the 99 on the inside and the 2 on the outside. The 2 high, wide, and handsome running that high lane. Can't make it stick. Gets a good run though. Will he do the crossover down the backstretch? No. He stays tucked in line on the back bumper of the 99. Give it to the 99 as he checks out. And next on the 99's hit list will be that 17 car. So we'll see what they can do. See if Fairman can track down Hardy. He has over a second difference. And then some 3 seconds up the road is going to be James Jones. And almost 2 seconds in the rears from P2 to P3 is the difference between the 61 of Mickelson and the 3rd place runner of Jones. And our race leader, Alex, is up by the fence where he likes to run. He's comfortable there. I talked to him. He's just always as confident in his racecraft, and that's where he places his car time and time again. Saves tires. I will say this young man has blown everybody away this season on what he's been able to accomplish. Heck of a road racer. As we see a little bit of blink out again from Mickelson. There's Mickelson back. He, as I said time and time again, if this is your first week tuning in, he runs without force feedback, so he doesn't have really any feel of what the car is doing. So it is all just on instinct alone. And what he's able to accomplish is by far legendary status here on the server. As the field is spread out this much, little bit of track facts while we have a minute, while we're just ticking off laps here. Kansas Speedway is a 1.5 mile tri-oval. It features progressive bankings in the corner, so 17 degrees of banking. As we see green flag pit stops, our front two. Ooh, does the 61 slow it down in time? Oh boy, that looked like it was close. Pit stop cycles on lap 90. That will give the race lead right now to James Jones, as we see the 72 and 61 decide we're going to get tires. As you do see a little bit of right rear or left rear damage on the 61 Chevrolet. Now, did he get a penalty, or did he make the pit road speeding limit at the commitment cone? Because he gained 4.5 car lengths off of the 72. So we will see what these two can do, as Alex will get it gone away, and the 61 Struggle to get that off. A little bit of damage repair. So that's got races. As we see the 75 car still running around. As we see who now is in fifth, the 52, going to the attention of his crew. Well, I assume 4 tires and fuel and an adjustment. As we see James Jones tick by another lap. Give Larry the P2. And Brandon's up to P3. And it looks like Hardy is P4. And it did look like Herrick decided to let everybody by on the inside. And Frank Skimmerhorn. And there is Alex. He's got a huge lead on the 61 car. That will be the battle for our race lead, as Alex has doubled his distance between him and the 61 car. Wow, as we see Hardy and our race leader at the time, James Jones, drop in. So give the race lead over to the 99. So we'll see where all these guys cycle out here after the pit cycle. As we see our race leader down the back straightaway, followed by the number 2. 2 seconds behind him. Will Larry give up a race lead this time by? And it does look like he will. And he'll bring the 2 car with him. So this is going to be interesting. As we see Alex driving by to unlap himself. We'll see where all this sorts out. As we see who was our race leader, he's going to lose a lot of ground staying out as long as he did. He's going to lose a lot of ground in that he did not want to groove. And he's actually going to fall into the clutches of Hardy. Just a smidge. But not what that 76 car wanted to see. He lost a lot of track position here on this exchange of pit stop cycles. As we see our race leader is Alex as it cycled out. So our top 3 have cycled back out. As our top, the 17 gets a good run. Oh no, he's going to get the bumper. Can the 99 save it? No, the 99 is going to loop it around. Do we stay green as he makes contact with the wall? Oh, and we stay green. Oh, caution is out for the 99. Oof. Right after a pit cycle, so we'll see. What happened. We'll back it up because I think he was coming off of pit road. Yeah, he was coming off of pit road on cold tires. As we see the 76 go around him. Here comes he goes into the racing groove. Yeah, just cold tires just checks up a little bit too much, and Hardy nowhere to go, and unfortunately that just upsets Larry. And around he goes. He does a good job until right there, and he makes significant contact with that right rear quarter panel. And that will send us under our 3rd caution of tonight. Now the question is, what do our race leaders do, as they were just on pit road not more than 5-6 laps ago? So we will see what our race leaders decide to do, as we are 96 laps in. They're all going to go get fresh tires and re-rack this field, or it might just be a fuel stop. We will see. As we watch this field go by, Frank Skimmerhorn now is only 2 laps down in the rears. So we shall see, as it does look like everybody is going to get more tires and fuel, as it does look like that 99 is going to beat the 72 car off of pit road. That is a surprising shakeup here. That the race lead has changed hands. Interesting. No. As the 99 is going to actually drop back. Oh no. He got, looks like an EOL for bringing out that caution. So he'll get it into the line restart. Ugh. Heartbreak for him, or he was in the battle for the lead here, and there we see Brantley Bryant with a long pit stop here. And I would love to hear from him what he has going on, because this is uncharacteristic, like I said early on, for Brantley. We're going to get the restart with just over 60, not even 51 laps to go here. They're going to get the restart on lap 99, and that'll be 61 to go. Or 51 to go. My apologies. So we're going to enter the last third of our race tonight. Who has it? As we got a huge shakeup on the inside of row 1 is going to be that number 2 of Edgington. Let's see what that gentleman has in store for our race leader, as this is as high as up as he's been all afternoon. Right now up 9 spots from his qualifying position in 11th. Good heads up driving from him to keep that nose of that Mustang clean. Ford Mustangs lead this field to green.
Green flag.
Allers laying back, gets a good jump as we see Jones not trying to check up and get into the back of him, will fall under the attack as Dustin Hardy looks to get underneath Jones. And unfortunately, Jones went backward on this restart. And the 2 comes under fire from the 17 car. Dustin Hardy always looks strong on these restarts. It's a good run through 3 and 4. And just narrowly avoids it as we see the number 2 car battling the 61 for that second position and give it to the 2 right now. It's side by side through 1 and 2. Still side by side. He's going to try to get up in the side draft. Thinks better of it. Nope. Tucks in line. And that 61 gets a good run on our race leader. That battle for the race lead. We see the 61 get into the wall ever so slightly. That's going to allow the 2 to have a good run. So does the 17. We're going to have a 2 wide, almost 3 wide battle. Nope. 2 wide through the trial before the second position. As we got 3 cars under attack from the 61 car. After not getting a good restart that he wanted. Look at that, but the 52 car is back into the fray after a tumultuous time on that restart prior. As he's going to look underneath the 2 car now. As the 17 is going to try to look underneath the 61. We have 4 cars battling from positions. You see the 2 get into the wall. That's going to allow the 52 to go by. That's going to open the door for the 76. The 76 is going to try to take advantage of that as well. And Hardy going to get it around the 61 of Mickelson. Nope, Mickelson fights hard on the outside, trying to make that Highline work. Hardy's going to slam the door and get a little loose. Oh, no, can Hardy save it? He does save it. What a save from Hardy. And we stay green. 61, now they switch. Dustin on the outside, the 61 on the inside. Vice versa from the last time we saw Hardy going really wide, trying to break up on the slipstream here. Gonna get a good run into 1. No, Mickelson's got the advantage right now into 2. Dustin's still high wide, keeps that Chevrolet wound up. He'll take that spot. As now we see Brantley Bryant back up here to the 4th position, back up where he normally is. And there is James Jones just trying to find everything as he got shuffled back on that restart. Trying to see if he can regroup and try to get back up here with under 50 to go here as we see the 17 up into the wall, into the marbles. And that's going to, he's going to lose a lot of ground as that 61 is going to come under the inside. Mickelson gets the run down the back stretch into 3. Hardy's still high, wide, and handsome out there in the high lane. Can't make it stick. 61 shuts the door and opens it back up to the outside. He says, if you want to get around me, you're going to go down the high side. And then shuts the door and the entry to one as we see our race leader up into the wall as well. Ooh, these guys are pushing it every bit if they can. As we see the 52 into the wall as well, these guys are using every inch of track here, getting up into the marbles, trying to clean that high line up. Single file through the first 5 spots. Make that the single file through the whole field. As Jones is riding around 5 car lengths off the back bumper of the 52 car. Just trying to get momentum in the draft. You know, Jones wants to get back up to that podium here. He was running third. He did not want to see that caution come out because he was actually going to be fighting for that second spot. And now the man, top 4, is starting to pull away from him ever so slightly. As the 61 of Wyatt Mickelson is going to try to track down our race leader in the 72 of Alex. We'll see what these drivers can do here. As the laps tick by, there's not a lot of time left. If you got a car, this is the time to show it. Under 50 to go. From a 1.5 mile speedway, it's going to tick by faster than you can think. There's about another 20 to 30 minutes left in this contest for these drivers to figure it all out. As we see this battle between the 2 and the 99 starting to heat up. After that EOL for bringing out the caution, and the 99 has found another gear in that Chevrolet. As we see the 2 get into the wall, he's going to cut down and cut off some of the air to the front end of the 99. 99 running his line. The 2 comes down and puts some aerial block on there. Now riding around, this is the battle right now for our 6th and 7th spot. As we see the 75 car, 14 laps down, still out there ticking by and running laps. 99 gets a good run right there. Have a car length separated in these two. Going into 3, the 99 gets a good entry and run through the middle of the corner. Gets a good drive off, tucks up, and still, as we see this battle for 4th heating up between Jones and Bryant. 2 good battles heating up. As this battle still rages on here. Can't do anything with it right now. The 99 loses a couple car lengths that time by. Gonna try to regroup and go under the attack. Same with Jones. He's regrouping and trying to find a way around our 4th place runner. He wants up to that podium. This would mean a lot to that gentleman behind the wheel of the 76 car. These 4 drivers are where the battle's at. As the battle for the race lead is kind of stabilized right around a 1/2 second gap. Nothing going on there, and out the back, nothing happening. This is the battle right here is for 4th. These guys need to work on it and keep working each other over and try to work together. I know that they're both wanting that spot, but work together and try to get up there to the podium. As we see the 76 smack the wall hard off of turn 2, just gets a little loose, hits that apron. He's going to drop back a little bit. Now he's going to have to regroup, and that will allow Brantley Bryant to breathe a little bit easier and set his sights on the back bumper of the 17 car. And the 17 car is getting his sights set on the back bumper of our 61, as our 61 has his sights set on our race lead. As we're going to hit this time by, we're going to have 36 laps remaining here from the Kansas Speedway. As we see Alex get into the wall ever so slightly one more time, as we see the 2 bounce off the wall hard back there. And that does not allow the 99 to make much ground, but the 99 does close in a couple more car lengths because of that. We're getting into the stage of this races where these drivers are just hoping and praying somebody in front of them makes a mistake, and that was almost costly for the 2 car. Had to get out of it and go down to the apron to save that car. As we see the top 3 have pulled away by a second over our 4th place runner. Equal distance between our top 3. As we see the 72 put a little bit more time through 3 and 4 up on the board, putting more car lengths between him and our 2nd place runner. And I don't believe these drivers have to pit anymore. So this is a race to the finish. So we will see what happens. Brantley Bryant back up there in the top 5 after he dropped well off the pace. And it looks like that car was fixed and fresh tires, and that car has come back alive for that 52 car. So we'll see if he can get on the podium after what was an abysmal middle third of this race. Has found the pace back and is now back under the attack. And not too far off of his back bumper is that 76 car. And the 2 behind him have minded their gap so far, and equal distance between those 2 as it is the 2 ahead of them. So right now it is just riding around. As it did look momentarily like Jones has found another gear. And he is back under the hunt. Off the back bumper of our 4th place runner. Jones's car is looking strong now. But is it a little too late for that 76 car to make up any groove? Because he's got to make 3 seconds up between him and our race leader. And no, they can't make it stick. Jones trying to do everything in his power to track down that 4th place runner of Brantley Bryant. And it looks like the field. All right, our top 2. So there is a pit stop. I apologize. Now this is going to get interesting, as these 2 are going to get 4 fresh tires and fuel to stretch it to the last almost 26 laps of the race. As I will give our race leader over to the 17 of Dustin Hardy. What can he do? And where is he going to go? Now, when do all these drivers pit? And if you're James Jones and Brantley Bryant trying to get positions up here to finish on the podium, do you pit this time by? Or do you pit next time by? Now, what is our race leader going to do? Is he going to stay out this time by? Yes, he's going to. Looks like he might be slowing down. Nope, he's going to stay out. As we see our second place driver, Brantley Bryant, tracking him down on track. Less than a second separates those two. And almost another second in the rears is now a third place runner once again, James Jones. And behind him is the 99, followed by our fifth place runner of the 2 car. And one lap down here, coming off down to the back straightaway, is our what I assume is going to be the battle for the race lead, as it does look like Alex did not get a good pit stop that time by. So he's going to have to hope and pray for something to happen, because Wyatt Mickelson is gone. As we see Dustin Hardy dropping it to pit road, that will hand over our race lead over to the 52 car momentarily. And when does he decide to pit? Looks like he's going to peel off, so give that race lead to James Jones. And there is our 6th place runner. And our 7th place runner, a huge gap. Unfortunately for Alex, he did not get the best pit stop, and he's got a long, long way. He lost a lot of track time getting that damage fixed on that Mustang. Now the question is, when does the 76 decide to stay out? How far can he stretch this fuel tank? As he's going to put Brantley Bryant a lap down. So give the top 3 the only cars on the track right now. And if something were to happen, this race would be chain on a dime. And this is going to be the battle for the race lead right here. Unless that 72 car can get around the 52. And no, the 52 is going to slot in between them and this. And this is exactly what the 52 wanted to see, as he's going to track down the 61, and that is going to be the battle for the race lead. There's a huge gap to go, as we see that 17 car now making his way back on the pit road, as he's 3 laps down in the rears. And there is our 6th place runner right now, as they're going to try to track down and get around. They're not far ahead of this race lead, and whenever this race leader of James Jones decides to pit, he's gonna have to make it and see if he wants to put 4 fresh tires or 2 tires to try to keep this lead, because he could go and put 2 tires on there depending on how this car is going, but he's gonna put another lap in the books. As we see Frank Skimmerhorn taking his car down to the pits at one final time here. As we have under 20 laps to go here from the Kansas Motor Speedway. As we see that gap for the race lead closing in, Larry Behrman is closing that gap on the back bumper of our 76 car. Now, is this when James Jones decides to pit? No, Jones sticks it out one more time. Oh boy. How much fuel is left in the tank of that 76 car? I do not know that he can make it the rest of the way. And if he can, I'd like to know where he saved fuel, because this would be a miracle. That fuel tank's got to be getting low. The stories are unfolding here, folks, from the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. As you can see, that 61 got around our 3rd place runner and is tracking our race leader down. And I know Jones is hoping and praying for a caution flag to put the 3 fastest guys to keep them 1 lap down. But the question remains is, how much fuel do our top 3 have As we see the 61 is closing in to unlap himself the hard way here at Kansas. Another lap goes in the books for the 76. How much fuel is in the tank of that Hardy Outcast Motorsports Chevrolet? As we see the 61 getting around our third place runner, but kind of stalled out right now behind the 99 car. Can't really make a gap. And there we go. There's the battle for what will be. Oh my God, the 52 is right on the back bumper now of that 61 car for Wood. I would assume as this is most likely going to be the battle for lead whenever our top two decide to pit. As these guys are going to battle side by side for position behind the 99 car, and they're catching him fast. What is the 52 going to do? And what are the 61 going to do? What is the 99 going to do? Is he going to stay low? Yeah, he decides this ain't worth my fight. I'm going to stay low. That's going to pull back in there, give the drive to the 52. He's going to try to do the slider. Can't make it stick side by side right here. This is Ford. Oh, as we see those two get into it, that was almost an accident here between these two. Oh, wouldn't that be something, folks, if these two got into it and bring out the caution. Oh, boy. As the 52 gets it this time by, and he says, I am checking out from you. Now the question remains, now they got to get around our race leader as we have 14 to go this time by. I'm astonished at how much how long our race leader has stayed out, but I do not think it's going to take a miracle for that car not to run out of fuel before we see that lap 150 on the board. But he is staying out, running the middle line. As yeah, he comes back in here as Jones drops onto pit road for the final time. Now, what could you do if you're James Jones? Do you put 4 fresh tires on it and lose a bunch of track ground with this little bat, or do you just fill it up and stay on a set of warm tires? Well, we'll see, because this is gonna be what it is. I don't see, nope, just a fuel stop. He's gonna just put enough fuel to finish and see if he can get out and hold off our race leaders coming back. And I will tell you, this is a good strategy call. Now the question is, he stayed on those warm tires, so these tires should have the grip as we see the 72 and the 2 get around him. But now the question is that remains. He is now 1 lap down in that 6th position. As our race leader, how much fuel does he have left? And if I'm not mistaken, if he pits, this will hand over that race lead to our 52. So as we see that 52 has put some gap on that 61 car. So we'll see how much fuel Larry has left in the fuel tank of this Chevrolet. And it does look like he is going to drop down. So this is going to hand over the race lead. No, the 2 stays out. As we'll see what Jones has for that 72 car. As the 2 is on pit road, this is going to pass the lead over to the 52 and the 61. So the 52 back on the pit road, or back into the lead, as there's a second gap between Bryant and Mickelson. and some 3 seconds in the rears between him, and then there's another 3 seconds to James Jones, and oh, it's a little too late. I think Jones stayed out a lap too much to try to take over that podium. But anything can happen as we still see the 2 on pit road. I don't know if he ran out, and there comes a 99. But running P3 right now is going to be that 72 car. As we see, that gap is 1.3. As we're going to put 144 on the board, 7 to go. And my word, what a story this will be if this young man can keep this race under the wraps. As everybody has made their final stops. Ooh, what a crazy race, and man, came down to fuel strategy and when they're pitting. I think Jones just stayed out a little bit more. I don't know if he didn't have what it took to stay out on the podium, but man, what a way to go and stretch that fuel. What was it, 12 laps more than what our race leader did? So what a great drive, and don't want to jinx it, but we could get a caution at some point, and I know y'all don't want to hear it, but we could. It's racing, man. Something could happen as we see the 2 trying to get one of his 2 laps back from our race leader, and Bryant says, "Yep, you can have that. I ain't running with you. I'm gonna run my races." He's still pulling away from our second place runner here, as our third place runner has another 4 seconds ahead of our fourth place runner here this afternoon. As we are working 4 to go. Three laps to go this time by. 4.5 miles left to go here tonight here from the Kansas Speedway and the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. We started with 12. And now only 4 remain on the lead lap, and it does look like this is gonna be a storybook ending to the race tonight, as we have 2 to go, 3 miles around this super fast speedway. As this gentleman right here is going to win our hard charge award, as we see the white flag going in the air. For our race leader of Brantley Bryant. Up 4 from where he started in P5 this afternoon. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Gonna see our checkered flag waving this time by. And Brantley Bryant will take home the win at the Kansas Speedway this afternoon. Followed up by the 61 of Wyatt Mickelson, the 72 of Alex, and James Jones is going to take home that 4th position. And our hard charger of the race award goes to the number 2 of Brandon Ian Edgington. As the fireworks go off. Man, what a race this afternoon from our top three. And we will pull in our top three this afternoon. We'll start here with Wyatt. Actually, we'll go Alex first. Alex, welcome
Hello.
back to a podium finish here at Kansas this afternoon. Talk to us a
Yep.
little bit about how the race went and how the car performed.
Honestly, I had only really ever done practice laps here. I wasn't very excited for the race, but it turned out to be pretty good. Um, I wasn't expecting to lead at any point. Um, but I guess I got some laps led, so that was nice. No incident points. Also good for my points. Yeah, overall it was just a good day. I think we probably could have won if I had just taken two tires, but I was expecting my left sides to be more worn and it'd be way too loose. I guess that didn't happen. Um, but yeah, I think overall it was a pretty fun race. I enjoyed myself, enjoyed some battles, held wide up in my dirty air. I think Sarah is still on the stream. I don't know if she's still on, but um, yeah, just want to say a huge shout out to her, huge shout out to all the guys that showed up. We had a lot of people show up for this race.
Yeah, 12 started our biggest field in quite some time here, so I was excited
For
to see,
sure.
but apparently it was a race of attrition
Yeah,
tonight. I did not anticipate this coming down to a field mileage race at all. Did you guys have much to think about field mileage at all? Is that in any of your guys' minds?
for sure. With the way the tanks are set up, um, they're like they're 75% at what a normal tank would be just to get the pit stops in. Um, I personally I could extend to about 45 laps um on fuel, which was pretty decent. Um, I yeah, I just took four tires when I should have taken two. I did a Denny Hamlin to myself. Um, but yeah, Kansas has always kind of had fuel strategy races if you've like looked back in the years. Um, But yeah, honestly, I think it was a pretty fun race. There was
Yeah,
a lot of passing, so
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a pretty racy racetrack. I mean, the low line, middle line, and high line all seem to work at any given point in time. Is that what you experienced too? The track just being very racy?
for sure. Um, I think it was definitely a good track to race on. Me and Wyatt had some side-by-side battles. Me and Brantley's side-by-side battle was cut short because he had to take some evasive action. Oh, hi Sarah. I didn't even see you were in the chat. Whoops. Um, but yeah, overall it was pretty fun. I
Yeah,
definitely enjoyed myself. I don't know what happened points wise. I'll have to take a look at it. Um,
I'm sure your points
yeah.
lead is still fine.
Yeah, I
You
led
had,
the
I
most
think,
laps
I think you
apparently.
had a race and a half points lead, so you have a
Yeah,
couple, spots to lose, but going into the final month of our season, you're looking like a strong contender for the championship. So we'll see. And I unfortunately don't have the schedule pulled up to see where we're at next week, but
I think we're at let me pull this up actually. We're at We're at Kentucky, and that's the
So
one
a
track I
very,
know I don't
very
own.
similar track to Kansas. Very similar,
Yes.
but it's flatter. So,
Yeah.
I think you'll be strong at that track as well. I mean, you always give yourself a hard time, but you always pull it off in the long run.
For sure.
And I know this week's kind of a little bit of hectic, getting, going from Oval to, ending the week here at Daytona. So talk to me a little bit about how your week is going to be structured here with the 24 hours, looming in the windshield, so to speak.
Well, the 24 hours, I definitely didn't get much practice in for this race. I did like 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, I think I know a decent idea of what I'm doing. Um, and then, but more recently, I've been practicing a lot in the rain, because unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a downpour for the race. So that'll be
Unfortunately.
interesting. Yeah, I
But
am.
it is
I
what it
think I'm
is.
your guys' I'm our dedicated rain driver, right? Or like,
For the
so if
most
somebody
part,
can't handle it.
and then
Yeah,
I do the overnight, which I looked at the forecast, and I'll start getting the tapering off, but I'll still start my stint in the rain as well. So
yeah,
that's
it's
not
gonna
going
be
to be
rough.
fun when the track, starting to stint at midnight, uh, when it's
It's
soaking
soaking
wet.
wet.
So, but it'll
Yeah,
dry out by the end of my 3 hour stint, my first stint in the car. So,
for
we will
sure.
see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I've
we'll
done a little bit
see.
of practice myself, but obviously as the week goes on, we're definitely going to put in a little bit more practice in the rain, and we'll let you go practice because I know you're going to key up a session or a fun little lobby. So we'll let you go do that, and we're going to pull in our another two podium finishers.
Alrighty. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, welcome to the man who I think I have seen on the podium more times than not, but that 61 car of Wyatt Mickelson. Welcome to the booth.
Thanks, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. So a little bit of a racy track this afternoon, and your car looked pretty good all race long. Talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, I was hooked up real good. I was just kind of just running the bottom most of the race and venturing up to the top every now and then, trying to get the clean air to escape Alex's dirty air that he was doing all night. And then after that last pit stop, um, I knew that I was racing those guys for the lead when I just took two tires and Alex took four. And then
Uh,
And
yeah,
then
and
I
then
had the 3 second gap, and then I saw Brantley, and I was like, oh no.
yeah, I
So,
know. Talk to me a little bit about that because I know there was the middle third of this race. Brantley was out of it. Like he was off the pace. I mean, did that kind of like in your mind go, ooh, okay, I got a shot, and then like you said, you saw him in your rearview mirror and went, oh no.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I thought he was a goner, and then because I saw him in the back, and then I figured he probably took a fast repair, and I knew he was probably gonna get back up to me towards the end, and I was just trying to hold him off, and then both of us got really, really tight coming out of four, and we both just hit the wall. So
Well,
luckily my car was still drivable, and I was able to bring it home second.
I want to give anybody on the car a shout out tonight. I know you had a different paint scheme. Might I say it was a very beautiful paint scheme.
Yeah. I'd like to give a thank you. I'd like to give Fish Speed a shout out, and then my fiance for allowing me racing every night and some nights, and but yeah. Thank you for the compliment on the paint scheme. It
Yeah,
turned out really good. So
absolutely. Well, yeah, we hope you bring it back. I know you like the iconic paint scheme you've been running all season, but next week at Kentucky, a very similar track to Kansas. I think you got what it takes to take home.
yeah. I just gotta refigure out 3 and 4 because I remember it's a lot flatter than Legacy. So. But
Oh
yeah, it'll be
yeah.
a lot. It's gonna be just as racy as this track. So there's a lot of 3 wide action tonight. So
Yeah, absolutely, and it was very those restarts. Talk us through the restarts because up in the booth it was hectic and chaos.
yeah, I was just trying to. If I was whoever was in front of me, I was just always was trying to give him a good enough bump to stay up with the leader. Um, but yeah, those restarts were pretty chaotic, especially towards the middle when we were 3 wide for it felt like 2 or 3 laps. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, I know you're gonna jump into. Are you doing the 24 this weekend, or are you not doing that this year?
No, not this year.
Ah, well, we hope you tune in and you cheer on everybody.
Will do.
And we will see you next week. Which I have a feeling I'm gonna talk to you on the podium again next week.
Possibly, hopefully. Hopefully it's in first place though.
Yeah,
One spot
absolutely.
better.
The three of you that finished on the top three steps. I mean, it every week it's some sort of combination of y'all. So I would anticipate much of the same.
Yep.
All right, we'll let you go.
Thanks, Justin.
The man who I thought was out of it but came back and destroyed in the last bit of that race. Welcome in.
Well, I told you last week I was going to talk to you, didn't
You sure did. You sure did. I just didn't know what order I was going to talk to you in.
I honestly, with how that race went, I didn't think I was either. Yeah, I got into Jeff a little bit there. I think he had a black flag or something, so it was going down. I got into him, kind of messed my left front up. And then had to start in the back, so we had another caution and just kind of rode there, kind of made my way through the field, but yeah, 2 tires worked. Me and Wyatt, I guess we both decided going off of that one corner that we both wanted it, try and get it more than the other, and we both kept it full throttle and both went to the wall, bounced off, kept going. So
Yeah, absolutely. You guys always put on one heck of a show, and I called it on the broadcast. I was like, I don't know if he has damage or what, but that was uncharacteristic for you to be, a third of a race, in the back, and you know, like I can't see who has a faster pair or not, but yeah, I know you were waiting for a caution because that was uncharacteristic for you to be that far back. And did you think that there would be another chance for you to get back up there, or at that point when you got that damage, were you just like, oh, I ain't got a chance at this?
I knew I needed a miracle. Um, and and then I heard uh-oh from Dustin, and then I see a 99 car sitting sideways on the front stretch, and I was like, oh. Then caution came out because I mean he was rolling down the track, but he was going slow. He was going like 20.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I,
crazy.
he's
It was
oh, it was funny. He said he was like, yeah, I couldn't get it out of fourth gear.
oh no.
Yeah, so he
That-
was stuck in fourth gear. That's why I couldn't really get it back going. But no, dude. Oh, it was fun. Oh, it was definitely fun trying to manage my stuff because it was with the left front damage. It was a lot tighter than what I wanted it to be. But I think it ended up saving me a little bit. It actually showed a little bit more tire wear and actually helped a little bit. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I asked Alex the same question. I'll ask you. The track. It seemed like every groove was pretty even. Was that true behind the wheel? Every lane was pretty even. Not really much of an advantage.
I think short run. I thought it's not really an advantage, but you get into the mid and long run, and that bottom line just if you run the bottom line, it kind of saves your stuff a little bit better and saves your right front more. Because that's what I did at the very beginning. I don't know if you saw it, but took a 3 wide, lap one, turn one, because why
I
not
I
have fun.
did. And surprisingly,
I had to go for it. I had to go for it.
you had to go for a lap one, turn one. Don't we always joke about what happens?
Well, nothing happened, did it?
No, surprisingly, y'all kept it, straight, and that was a pretty impressive first opening stint. Like I said, you had the middle third wasn't, let's not talk about that. But then you came around and, did you think? I personally from the booth up here, I was like, I don't understand how James had so much fuel after that last pit stop cycle. But did you think that there was a little chance that he was gonna stretch it all the way?
No, not at all. I knew they didn't have enough because I knew what I was doing, and that first run, as soon as I got past Dustin and created a little bit of a gap, I started clutching in the corners, kind of like I was doing at Michigan, and just letting the car roll, and when I let the clutch out, the front end just turns and it just keeps going. So I knew they weren't going to make it because my fuel count wasn't. It won't adding up to how they were going to get 45 laps or however much it was, 60 laps. I don't know, 55 laps. I don't know how much it was, but I knew they weren't going to get it from lap 96. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, and I expect to talk to you again next weekend at Kansas. So go get them. And are you running the 24 at all this weekend?
Yeah, I'm running with the Wannagoons folks. So it's
Awesome.
we're Team Wannagoons Hot Wheels because our car for some reason it looks like the Hot Wheels where if you dip them in water or something it
Oh,
changes
they
colors.
change. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
All
our
right.
for
Well,
some
you
reason
want.
our car depends on what it looks like. It kind of it's either dead white or it's got a holographic look to it. So I don't know how we
Oh.
ended up doing that, but we did it.
All right. Anybody that wants to tune in, are you guys going to be live streaming it?
I think we might be. There'll be let me let me just make sure that I'm saying it right. Cause it's a thing of letters. Let's see I think if you look up MLCN, I think he's gonna be streaming it for us.
All righty.
At least his stints. So.
Well, you heard it here, folks. If you want to tune in to watch any of us doing the 24, I know a couple of us are live streaming as well, and look forward to see what comes of that this weekend and what storylines come from that for next week. So we'll let you get on, and you're probably gonna jump into practice session, but yeah, what a heck of a way to bring it home, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one last thing. I gotta just thank all the people in the car. Wannagoons, OG Gear, Bradley Wilson Racing for letting me run with him and helping me with the racing stuff. Gotta thank my family, girlfriend, everybody for because I saw my mom was in there texting, so saw that she was watching, and I was actually in the middle of the first green flag run. I may or may not have been on my phone, sending her the link for the stream. So I got us
Absolutely.
another viewer just sitting there during the green flag run by myself.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Anything to boost what we can do here, get this league kind of up off the ground, and get a little bit more than 3 viewers every week. So appreciate it, and look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the season. And yeah, we'll let you go. We'll see you next week.
All right, you have a good one.
And that will do it here, folks, from us over here at Wilkes Productions and everybody here at the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week at not Kansas, but we will see